Basic Russian Grammar, Part 1.
Основы грамматики русского языка.
Victor D. Hooligan. Copyright www.hooliganov.com 2000. And welcome to 13th lesson of Hooliganov's Russian course RL102 Basic Russian Grammar. In this lesson we want to talk about the verb to want to do something. It is in the infinitive khotet and it is followed by usually the infinitive. It is interesting to notice the structure of khotet, because if you want to do something yourself, usually it is followed by the infinitive. If you want somebody else to do something, you do not follow the English unusual construction, I want you to do this. You say, I want that you did it. Okay, so it's interesting to notice the complete difference there. If you say I want you to do something and you follow that structure in Russian, you would have to say Я хочу тебя, and it sounds like you want them sexually. So you be careful not to follow literally the English construction. If you simply want them to do something, you don't say Я хочу тебя делать что-нибудь. That means I want you in the physical way, and then this to do something comes in a meaningless way at the end. You have to say Я хочу, чтобы ты делал что-нибудь. I want that you did something. Okay, more about that construction later on. But right now, I want to take you through the conjugation of khotet, because it is a little bit irregular. It contains aspects which look like a class 1b verb in the first, in the singular persons, but in the plural persons it looks like a class 2 verb. At the moment I didn't even cover the regular class 1 and class 2 verbs, so it won't be quite clear what I mean, but later on you can come back to this once we've done the class 2b regulars and the class 1b regulars and the class 2 regulars, and you will see what I mean. But in any event, it's an extremely common verb and you have to learn it anyway by itself because it's not regular. So please note, Я хочу. Even though the infinitive is хотеть, you go from the T to a ch when you put the U after it. The strong U or U ending, okay, it is a U, but it changed the T plus U, it changed it to хочу. So it sounds like I'm sneezing, but it's not sneezing, it's saying I want. Я хочу. And it's got the ch instead of the T in it. Ты хочешь. You still got the ch sound from the T plus a soft ending, which is typical for many of the verbs of 2b class. Okay, but here you notice the stress changes from хочу on the stress on the second syllable to ты хочешь. Он, она, оно хочет. He, she or it wants. Так? Ваня хочет быть с Аней. That means Ivan would like to be with Anya. Okay, so мы хотим. Here you see you got your T back, and you got very unusual fact of having instead of an E-based endings, you got I-based endings, E-based endings. Yes, but instead of the yeah, you got the E there before the M, and that's typical for the second conjugation, not first B conjugation. And so therefore you see what a mixed verb it is. it's a verb I want, but it really don't know what it want to be, class 1 or class 2. So basically, мы хотим, вы хотите. And so this is similar. Мы хотим, вы хотите, они хотят. And this yat instead of ut ending again is absolutely typical of class 2 conjugation, but you never saw that before in the class 1 conjugation that you've been looking at with me before. So you can see я хочу, ты хочешь, он хочет, мы хотим, вы хотите, они хотят. Completely mixed up verb, but very common verb. Let me show you what else you can use it with. And gradually I want to bring in now the instrumental case, because the instrumental case is one of the 6 cases used in everyday Russian that we didn't see yet, and it's always used most commonly after the preposition s, which means with. It's just like an s. If you can't say it with, because there's a number of letters together, consonants together, afterwards you say sa, s-o, but then normally you would say just s. And for example, one of the cases where you can't say it is, for example, мной, со мной, with me, okay? You don't say с меня, you can say that, but it has completely different meaning. It means from me. That if you want to say with me, you say со мной, because the M and the N together is too many consonants together to be able to say even an S before it without a break, so you add the O in, со мной. With you, from ты, с тобой. So you could say this: ты хочешь быть со мной, и я хочу быть с тобой. You want to be with me, and I want to be with you. Okay, that would be a happy situation. A less happy situation would be: ты хочешь быть со мной, но я не хочу быть с тобой. Or, я хочу быть с тобой, но ты не хочешь быть со мной. Which would be: I don't want to be with you, but you want to be with me, or vice versa. So, hopefully these things don't happen to you in your life, but they can happen, and you just have to learn to deal with it philosophically, if they happen, and go on to next person. Basically, it's probably been statistically proven somewhere that if you go into a room or spend any time with a group of 100 people of opposite sex, you probably will fall in love with one of them at least. I'm not sure of the exact statistical figure, not sure that anybody really researched it that much, but it's pretty obvious, because it's the way we built, that if you're spending time with, if you see or get to know about 100 people of opposite sex, you probably will fall in love with one of them. So, either don't meet anybody, or just bear in mind the fact that it's gonna happen, and that also means that if you just did get your heart broken, don't need to worry about it so much, just need to make sure you meet the next 100 people so that you can get your next one chance of being in love next time, one more time, and perhaps getting through okay next time. Okay? No point in sitting around moping, going, oh, it's the end of the world, oh. It's a stupid thing to think. So don't anybody who subscribe to my channel getting into self-pity, because we don't put up with it on Usenet Post's channel. Okay? No self-pity is here. But going on and living the life through. Жизнь прожить, не поле перейти. To live through your life is not easy like to cross the field. So you just have to put up with it. Okay. Ask any Russians, we know all about it. So, basically, that's what I started to talk about, the instrumental case. Let's carry on with on. If you want to say with him, you would say с ним. Okay? The instrumental case of on is actually im. But if you put a preposition in front, you put the n there, like you did with у него. You probably remember that. С ним. And so you have also with her, с ней. Он хочет быть с ним. Нет, это невозможно в России. It's not possible in Russia. He does not want to be with him. Он хочет быть с ней, но она не хочет быть с ним. He want to be with her, but she don't want to be with him. Okay? Or vice versa. So, basically, here we go. With us, с нами. With you, plural, с вами. Мы хотим быть с вами, но вы не хотите быть с нами. We want to be with you, but you don't want to be with us. You see? And they is ими, but if you have a s in front of it, preposition, you bring the n in again, so it's с ними. Да? Мы хотим быть с ними, но они не хотят быть с нами. Okay? We want to be with them, but they don't want to be with us. Okay? So now you know all at once the preposition with, which is just like a s, single syllable, except in the case of too many consonants afterwards. And you know a little bit about instrumental tense. Instrumental with prepositions is always going to be, or usually going to be with s, but instrumental isn't always needing a preposition. In the case of nouns, for example, you can say чай с лимоном, which is tea with lemon, but you can say чай чайником, which means tea made with a teapot, but you don't need the s for this, you just need the instrumental case on its own, because чайником means with a teapot. If you say s чайником, it means coming with the teapot in the tea, like the lemon is in the tea. Of course, you don't drink the teapot, you're drinking the lemon, and so you see the difference. When you need the with, and which is s plus instrumental, and the other with, which is just instrumental and not need really the s. Okay? In English, in order to show this agency of how you're making the tea with an instrument, you'll always need the with, and you don't always need it in Russian. Sometimes it's enough just to put the noun, which is the instrument, into instrumental case without needing the with. But if you're having it as an accompaniment and not as an instrument, then this with take the s. Okay? So it's about a with of accompaniment and not a with of instrumentality, even though it is taking the instrumental case. Okay? Hopefully this explains something to you. You probably find it a little bit difficult, but maybe you also found it difficult in the book. Put the book explanation, what you got in your book, together with my explanation. Maybe some things will click. If not, well, we discuss it in the place below, and maybe something click from that. But that's what we wanted to talk about today. I come back in a minute with a joke, possibly song. Okay. Today's jokes are about the new Russians, very nouveau riche of Russia, who used to be not particularly wealthy. They went from having no class or no riches to becoming very rich and powerful people with many consumer goods, with trying to become, to take on quickly the habits of the rich people from around the world, and sometimes not really understanding things and getting into embarrassing situations. This is the basis of the new Russian joke. It's a genre of joke especially popular in Russian language. Some of them work quite well in translation, as long as you know the background for them. So what we have is one new Russian. He buys for his daughter private music lessons, because he hears about people in the West, they have private music lessons for their children. So he buys a French man to come to the house and to give to his daughter one-on-one the private music lessons. So one day he go along to the room and he's listening in to see how these music lessons go. And at the time the Frenchman is knocking out the beats of the bar. He's going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To keep her meter in rhythm, you know. Anyway, he listened to this, and he suddenly gets really annoyed, and he pushed it into the room and say, "What are you doing? I'm paying you good money to teach my daughter music, and you're giving her the maths lesson." This is the way I'm telling them. Okay, next one. About the new Russian. This new Russian, his house, it burns down. And he says, "Oh, what will I ever do? What will I ever do? My house is burned down." He ring up the insurance broker and say, "My house is burned. I will never get this. It will take ages to rebuild this in the old place. And when will you start to pay the money?" And the insurance broker says, "You know, you are a prime customer, and you've given full risks policy from our insurance brokerage. So the good news is you don't have to worry. We don't have to remake the old one again. You will get a better house, a newer, more modern house. We will make it for you, and you will simply go there, and it will be yours at least as much as the old house, but it will be new one, completely new and better. Okay, and you will be able to get it quickly. You simply will have the replacement of the whole house without rebuilding the old one." And he says, "You know what? I think your company is very clever company. I like that kind of service. Now just let me ask you one question. You don't do life insurance for the wife, do you?" It's the way I'm telling. Okay, I find this song and come back. Далеко, где кочуют туманы, я далекого ветра колышется рожь. Ты в родимом краю у степного кургана обо мне вспоминая, как прежде живешь, от далекого друга день и ночь непрестанно, дорогой и желанной, ты все весточки ждешь. От далекого друга день и ночь непрестанно, дорогой и желанной, ты все весточки ждешь.
Далеко, далеко, где кочуют туманы, где утрами роса покрывает траву. В низком домике я у степного кургана одинокой тихо, как прежде живу.
Ты как прежде живешь,
От далекого
друга,
день и ночь
день и ночь непрестанно.
дорогой и желанный, я все весточки жду.
Ты все весточки ждешь от далекого друга, день и ночь непрестанно, дорогой и желанный, ты все весточки ждешь.
Пока верка тобой расстилаются травы, а на травы от солнца ложится ковыля, и к тебе, как на крыльях, родной и кудрявый, сквозь туман летит эта песня
тебе, светлоокой, моей зорьки красивой, на далекой границе, вновь задумался я о тебе, светлоокой, моей зорьки красивой, на знаменную полночь вновь задумался я. Thank you very much. Good night.